It's time to shed. I know it's been a minute. It has definitely been a minute. I have been doing other things, but I'm about to get back on it. Um, actually, got some new stuff that I'm working on in terms of, well, I've been promoting the new album, uh, You're My Protection. And it's been, I've been putting out some posts about that on my social media stuff. All right. So I'm just going to share it. I got to play tomorrow uh, at, oh, let me take these out. I'm going to take these headphones off. But I got to play tomorrow at the Reserve in Las Galinas area, here in DFW area. And then, yeah, we're doing 7 to 11 with my band. And I need to practice. I need to get it in. So I decided to go live here and do it in the share session. And it feels like I need to update my setup, get a different reed or something like this. These are Rigati reeds, but I played on, well, a student was telling me about Boston's Sax Shop, and then there's another one. I can't remember the name, but I need to try some different reeds just to see what's going on out there. All right, so I'll talk a little bit through my process so it'll be educational. So first and foremost, what I'm thinking now is just to break in the horn and get the bottom responding. So it's a little buzzy. But it's okay. It's feeling better. So that's responding. It's a little bright. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna play a lick. I was warming up at the repair shop and I found something that was pretty cool, but I forgot what it was. Something like that. Okay. That's a good one. So I'm gonna go. Man, so that's got some twists and turns in there. It's good for the fingers. So what I'm gonna do is practice that in different keys. So let me solidify it. Okay. So since I'm already high, okay, I'm gonna play it up a half step. So it's really working out the left hand a lot because I'm doing that. So yeah, so that's a good one. So what I got to do is just keep playing it until it falls really naturally into the fingers. Okay, so that was cool. A rule of thumb, something that I heard, practice something 7 times. Play it 7 times perfect before you move on. So now, I might not have to play it all that many times. I'm just playing it till I feel comfortable. Then I move on. So here's the deal: you'll hear it in the new key, but you got to get your fingers used to playing it up there. In the new key. So the thing about this one, I got to jump in on the altissimo. Let's jump to that high F sharp. Buddy. All right, so let's try. But then again, the more I do it, the easier it becomes. That's the hardest part right there, because I'm working the artissimo and that jump right there. That jump, I'm playing a high E, playing both hands, my palm keys, and then my top um, side key right here, and then I got to jump to the high F sharp. So that's why, I can slow down at that point, because that big jump. So what I would recommend when you're practicing something like that, play that over and over, just that part. All that other stuff is easy because it's in the normal register. So what I would do is go. So I slow down up there. So I need to play that over and over. Now that feels better. So I can play that right there. Till there. So it's getting faster, right? It's getting easier. So let's go up a half step. This is F sharp. F sharp. right, so let me practice that top part. So I gotta reach up there and get that high G sharp. Ah, there we go. All right, so the hardest part, like I said, is working that left hand in the artissimo. All right, so I'm gonna stay there because it's a workout. Now, one of the things you can think about is timing. You know, it's one thing to just fumble through playing whatever you're working on, but it's another thing to have a certain tempo set. I'm using my phone to stream, so I can't put a metronome on. I probably could get my other phone, but I don't have a metronome installed on that. So I'm gonna just tap my foot. Uh, okay, so let's see if I can go higher. So I did how many keys? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's 6. Oh, this is really getting up there. Woo, that's a tough one. Ooh, I gotta work on this one. Of course, the thing that makes that last little part a challenge is because of jumping intervals. You know, 6, 6. That's the distance between. Yeah. So that's the difference between the distance between those intervals. So, but all that's artissimo. I got to get that. I'm going. Let's see if I can play it. Yeah, jumping to get that high A. That's playing thirds diatonically. Now, one thing I need not to do is get lazy and miss those notes up there. So that means I got to give a little bit more energy. Man, so this still doesn't feel all the way right. I think I need to change my reed or something. Or maybe, try something else out, mouthpiece wise. Because it happens, you can outgrow your sound. Sometimes, things even like physically could change, um, especially the atmosphere. It's so dry here in Texas. And so that affects the wood and all that. I'm not a synthetic fiber cell or lazure reeds. I'm not into plastic reeds. I like the wood. That might have made a difference. I scooted my ligature back some to let it vibrate more to reed. There we go, playing the lick. I forgot it. Ooh, that's a workout. Ooh, that's a good workout. So just think about it. If I haven't been streaming live doing my in the shed sessions, that means I haven't been shedding. So if y'all know what's happening, if y'all don't see me on here for a while, y'all know I got distracted. I fell off. No, I think it's been a couple of weeks. I was really shedding on different solos. Y'all might have seen Cannonball, Adderley's, Stars Fell on Alabama. I did transcribe the piano solo. Um, I'm going a blank now, and on the piano player, it'll pop back into me, to my head. Um, and then we did, of course, Cannonball solo. Uh, that's gonna mess with me. On video, I'm trying to remember the name. It'll come back to me, but it was so killing, I had to learn it. Uh, Dang, it's messing with me. I can't think of the name. It's gone. I'm going to blank. I'm bad with that. I got to do better. I got to do more reading. Just keep my brain sharp. Um, but anyway, I was working on that last now. I'm just trying to practice. Nobody's here, so I got time to practice and take me back to my bachelor days. My wife, she just we had the kids over at granddaddy's house, so uh, so tomorrow we're playing with my band at the Reserve in Las Colinas. So that's going to be fun from 7 to 11. All right. Ah, that's a good one. All right, how many keys have I gotten now? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Woo! The higher I get, the harder it is. not bad. Almost there. Ah. Ah, jumped too far down. Ah, come on, Q. Ah, there we go. Ah, that's good, but let me practice that some more. Ah, there we go. Almost there. Oh, this might be the hardest one. This is in the key of A concert. Ah, it's more artisanal notes that I have to play, so it makes it a challenge. Ah, that's a good one. Let me play it a few more times. One of the things you need not to do is speed up when you're not ready. I'm trying to push myself, but I'm not quite ready yet. Because when you play it slow and you know it, and you got it in your fingers, then you can speed it up. So. What I would recommend is gradually speed it up. Now, just down in the regular octave. Okay, that's a rough one. Uh, okay. Woo! That's a tough one too. That's in B concert. Um, hey. So I would practice that for a minute because it's so weird. Uh, So of course, the more I play up there, the more comfortable I feel in the artissimo range. That's why it's good to practice these things. Now, let me tell you some of the principles or some of the good technique that I'm gaining from this. So, because I'm playing up in the artissimo range, it's helping my embouchure because I'm having to tighten up, and it's having me to focus my air in a in a consistent um, flow or blow. I'm blowing consistently so I can hit those notes, and so it's strengthening my breathing, my embouchure. Plus, it's working on my fingering and my connection to the artissimo register, and it's keeping my brain, engaged, and it's good stuff to do when you're practicing a lick and you're playing in different keys, of course, but also play it up in an octave and a register that you're not used to playing around in most of the time up there. We're not used to staying up there. We'll hit a note and come down, but if you practice your scales or practice a lick or something up there, then it'll it'll get your reflexes and muscles and everything, fingers and all of that kind of in sync to be able to maneuver around up there, right? I need to think about what key I'm in. Yeah. And here's the deal too. Sometimes you won't even realize the key that you're playing in, but your fingers will just be used to playing the pattern if you've gone over it before. So it's literally brain surgery. Y'all are witnessing brain surgery live. Because what's happening is I'm creating neuroplasticity. It's I'm literally creating new wiring. So you're actually seeing a combination or hearing, visualizing as well, the combination of three different things working, three different aspects of the brain working. The motor cortex, that's dealing with the fingering, moving my fingers to coincide with the audio cortex, where the sound, I know what the lick sounds like, but when I change keys, I gotta physically play the right notes, even though I audibly hear it. And then sight, the visual cortex, I'm picturing something too. And you can visualize certain things to help you maneuver through playing it in different keys. Okay. But once you go over these things, your brain gets sharper. You're creating neuroplasticity, you're making new connections, and it's helping you to really facilitate getting around your instrument a lot better. See, I forget what key I'm in. Oh, I like that. I don't know what I did. All right, now I'm getting warmed up. I'm getting back um, to where I left off. That's the thing. When you don't practice, you gotta. It's like cranking a lawnmower. You got to keep pulling it, choke it a little bit, or if you're starting a generator or something, you got to prime it and get it ready. And then once it's in that groove, then it can just flow. It can just flow, and that's kind of where I'm getting just from practicing here. And the more time you spend with your horn, the more in sync you will get with it. And that's just true about a lot of stuff. The relationships, reading the word, your relationship with God. The more you spend time seeking Him, you'll find Him. The more you spend time practicing, you will get into the zone, or you'll open up some stuff. It's like you'll set yourself up to where you'll get in a headspace where everything is a lot more effortless because you spent time in that place in the lab, practicing, searching, studying. and making those combinations. And before you know it, you'll be able to access everything a lot quicker. All this is really milliseconds. It's milliseconds. You start off slower and you're processing stuff because, like I said, it's neuroplasticity. You're making new connections between the motor cortex, audio cortex, and the visual cortex. And so you're engaging the brain, and it's good stuff for you. It's a good therapy session. Everybody, even if you're not a professional, you need to practice. Get an instrument, learn some songs, transcribe some stuff, put it in different keys because it's good for you. Even if you're not going to be performing and doing records and stuff like that, even if you would like to produce your own song, just going through that process is really good for the brain and it keeps you sharp. And so, as life gets more hectic and the cares of your family and different responsibilities, of course, we all have to take care of that. But it's always good to set aside some time to practice and to get into that zone because that'll help you be able to function and be a lot more, carry the load a lot easier, and it's a balance because sometimes, on the flip side, people can spend so much time in music and neglect their family and their responsibilities. And it's a lot easier, of course, to do that, especially when you got gigs and, you're on tour and all your responsibility is just to make sure you prepared, you show up on time and make the gig happen. You know what I'm saying? Because it's something to be able to be a musician and take care of family too. I mean, that's a whole um, different set of skills because you have to be humble enough to step outside of your persona to take care of the cares of the house. And so, like I always say, if you follow me on my Instagram, Facebook, or whatever, even my book, The Christian Musician, Learn What Your Real Gift Is and How to Succeed with and Beyond Your Music. My key is the gift is not your playing ability, it's not your talent. The gift is the way you think. And the talent or the music is just one avenue that your giftedness is displayed through. My wife, my kids benefit from me being a leader, being a leader in the home. So I have to make sure I'm responsible and taking care of my family. You know what I'm saying? The instrument, initially, I was all in and wanted to really express myself through the instrument. But of course, as you grow and mature, you learn responsibilities, other responsibilities that are required of a man. So you have to make it all work and make sense, through your making this a business and also, like I used to say, get paid for practicing. And that's what I'm doing, from my channel here, Jazz Web Shed, and my academy, Texas Tenor Academy.com, and put a bunch of videos there. I've over the years been doing this a long time. I've kind of shifted. Um, Here I'm putting out a new record too. My record is "You're My Protection," and so it's going to be out on all the streaming channels starting on my birthday, August 11th. So make sure you check that out. Um, and I've been pushing it on Facebook and stuff. It's such a lot. Not Facebook, on Instagram, but it's a lot to keep the content coming for y'all and juggle the stuff that I do here at the house. But it's all good. I signed up for it. This is what I wanted to do, and I keep learning and getting encouraged along the way because it is a challenge to keep it going. But at the same time, when you're driven and inspired by God to do what you do, He always provides a way, and I enjoy, uh, creating and crafting my life and carrying my family with what I do through the different things. And I've always talked about, even on my other channel, um, multiple streams of income. My the e musician, the with the entrepreneurial musician channel, I talk about different projects that I'm doing in the crypto space. And so you gotta have multiple streams of income going to help you do the things that you love. Because I was just talking with a friend of mine that came in town, my man Hamilton Harden, phenomenal musician, multi instrumentalist. We were hanging out, and we were just talking about um, doing a thing that you love to do and that you're an expert in, and delegating those other tasks that you are not gifted to do to other people who are. And it's a lot to do when you are a self-employed musician. People on the outside in think that you just create music and then you tell people about it. Hey, on Instagram or social media, hey, go check out my music. But we're actually, we make the music, we administrate, we book our gigs, we market, social media. We have to do advertising, pay for advertising. We got to do all of that stuff. We got to manage our schedules. We got to negotiate contracts. And a lot of that stuff, man, can drain you. It can drain you. Um, and of course, we're definitely highly unappreciated, for the stuff that we do at the level that we do it, the integrity that we choose to have, especially when the industry and the way that the masses are, they're used to a certain cookie cutter type of easy to digest music. And it's because of the way people are I'm going to say brainwashed, which is true, but people are wired to digest a more easier, palatable type of presentation of music, just because stuff has gotten watered down. So, for the point or the purpose of selling and the purpose of not having people to think, because it's easier to put a message and an agenda in something that doesn't have too much going on, right? And so they definitely know the psychology about around the format of music that has been so easily acceptable for the masses. They understand all of that. It's all about the numbers, right? So it's more people who are uneducated than people are educated. And so there's even a different audience for people who listen to classical or listen to jazz. It's usually in a different environment, like the museums or the institutions and the concert halls and stuff like that. So it's a higher, even the age is higher, and then the demographics um, of the people, is different from the popular music and people who are used to hearing music that has words, or hip hop, or rock and pop music. Those formats are really, it's sad, but the model, the people who write a lot of that are the same people, and so, and usually people who want to be famous or popular, they will listen to Billboard or look who's top 10, and they'll basically replicate a song that's kind of in that same vein, because people are going to associate it with something they've already heard, so it's really hard for somebody who's wanting to be creative and not be like everything else, because it's going to put you away from the crowd and what's popular. It is an audience for it, but we have to work a lot harder because um, it doesn't fit the mold of what everybody else is doing, which can be a good thing because you're not trying to uh, go with the sheep, the herd. You're trying to be a trendsetter and set your own standards and stuff like that, which is a place. It is a place for that. It's just a smaller market, and we got to work harder with the marketing and the advertising, the consistent content, and all that, in order to grow an audience, and then that audience be able to support um, your content, your channel, your brand, through putting out more products, putting out, like I have my education website, Texas Tenor Academy, or putting out my new music and everything. So it takes a lot, but at the same time, because I've been a man who tries to follow the leading of the Holy Spirit, he's showed me how to navigate through this. And here's a good thing about it. And as a believer, the scriptures have really encouraged me. One of the ones, Proverbs 3, verse 5 and 6, where it say, trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he will direct thy path. It's another one in Isaiah where it talks about forget the former things and not dwell in the past. Behold, I will do a new thing. Do you not perceive it? I will create a pathway in the desert. And so there's a confidence that we can have if you know who you are, and your character of self-esteem and security is all, you know, rooted in God and his word. And so there's a confidence and assurance that I can have in doing what I do, being authentic to who I am. And I think that's more so appreciated than to be a replica of somebody else. Like, I can only be me, I can only do what I do. Of course, when we initially start, we do a lot of imitating, or we think that we pick people who we want to model our sound after, or what we would like to do. And then what happens is, along the way, you'll get good things, you'll get nuggets and different aspects of different people who you admire. You'll pick up those things, but then along the path, you'll find yourself. Because I can't be a Joshua Redmond, I can't be a James Carter, I can't be a Branford Marsalis, I can't be these guys. But at the same time, as I was reaching for some of the things that they had, the qualities that they had, mixed in with um, my faith and pursuits and different things I got from John Coltrane, from Cannonball Adderley, um, and my father, how he raised me. And it's a beautiful thing just to see what God creates. I'm instrumental. Uh, he's so let me break this down. So here's the deal: maturity. Like, when you're a kid, you start out fascinated. I started out fascinated with the saxophone and amused by the music that could be made from the saxophone. I learned smooth jazz. I learned straight ahead jazz. I learned different things that were challenging. I learned how to play fast. I learned how to play slow. I learned how to play ballads. I developed my sound. So it was a long, deep curriculum and techniques and songwriting, creating tracks, logic, learning logic. It was like a long exploration of things that went into creating my voice on the sax. And so when I was in my 20s, God had I was practicing one day. I won't forget. I was practicing in uh, my apartment at the time in Baton Rouge, because I was going to Southern University, but we lived over by LSU. So I was practicing one day, and then it just hit me. It was like he gave me an epiphany moment, and so I was like, "Wow!" So here's what was shown to me. Just the same way as this saxophone, it can't do anything unless I actually put the reed on and put the ligature to attach it to the mouthpiece, put the mouthpiece on the neck, put the neck on the saxophone, and I blow. When I blow, people hear me. The saxophone is used to express what's in my spirit, my heart, my soul. Okay? But outside of me putting this thing together and using it, is dead. It can't do nothing by itself. And so he said, just the same way as how you practice hard and you learn all this stuff and you're trying to make this saxophone be your voice, I want to use you as my instrument. And when he dropped that on me, I was blown away. And so I was like, wow. And so the thing I was saying is maturity. God will use, he'll let you go through a process where you're gaining so much quality values through learning your instrument and sharpening your craft and trying to be excellent. He'll let you go through it, and then in a natural sense, then he'll give you some revelation from a spiritual standpoint and show you how you can use that instrument, or how he'll show you how using your passion to become excellent at an instrument, and then he took it to another level and say, you as a person, I want to use you to be excellent for my glory, for the kingdom of God. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. And so that's a tall order. And so I'm honored to have a call on me. There's responsibility that comes with that. There's maturity, and I didn't even understand. And we don't understand it all. Like Paul said, we prophesy in part. We do things in part because we don't have it all at that particular time. But it's the faith and a heart where you have to be positioned to where you want to receive more, you want to understand more, and we're not perfect, but at the same time, because we have that desire, he allows, well, we allow ourselves to be molded, to be moldable, to adapt and to learn and grow. Growing is a choice. Like, people get set in their ways and their heart is hardened and they just want to do it the way they want to do it, and it keeps them stuck. Whereas God could be wanting to bless you with so many more things, but you won't allow yourself to change. You won't allow your mind to change. Repentance is changing your mind and trusting him. So sometimes you got to give up certain things in order to get more. And a lot of that stuff, you won't even see the value or the reason why you need to give up what you need to give up, but it's for your own good. It was things that I needed to give up when I was in my 20s, in terms of even the music, me valuing the music and practicing like I did. My wife was, she was my girlfriend at the time. She tried to send me my CDs. This was like, 2000s, because I was in college, and I left them at home, and so she had them, and so she was trying to send them to me. So she sent them, but I never got them. I had like over 100 something CDs in the binder. Y'all know how we used to carry the binder back in the day. We could flip through it and see all our CDs. But anyway, it got lost, and I felt kind of relieved because that was like the cutting. So that part, I was kind of like at the point where it's cool. I didn't need it. I was good because I studied and listened to so much music. I needed to kind of slowly pivot. I needed to slowly pivot because music takes up a lot of mental real estate. Even if, like, I'm saying, if you want to be good, if you want to be excellent, like a lot of young folks today, or young musicians, they don't have the fortitude or even the care to go that deep, or they don't really see why, what the point of practicing and going that deep, in terms of developing their skill and stuff, because they don't have to, because the music industry and the opportunity to make money off of really simple stuff is just so easy. I mean, a lot of people, even students that I've had, they thought they wanted to learn and take lessons, but when they got with me, they saw what was required, or my standard, and it was like, oh man, that's too hard. So a lot of times they just walked away, not able to change. It's kind of like with Nicodemus coming to Jesus. He's like, what must I do? He said, okay. He said he was trying to hang out with him, and was this the one where he said, um, where he said, take everything that you have, sell it, and give the money to the poor. And he went away. He went away sad. No, no. Nicodemus was like, okay, obey all the commandments. He told him yeah, I've been doing all of that. I think that's the one. I'm probably getting them mixed up. But the whole point, people don't really know what it takes to be great. And once they get close and they ask somebody what's required, then they find out that, oh man, I'm not willing to sacrifice. That's what it is. And even the people who follow Jesus, he said, okay, if you're going to follow me, you're going to have to die. Pick up your cross and follow me. This is not about no hype. Like, I'm fully committed unto death because I'm on a mission. I'm trying to do God's will. So that's the thing about it. I'm not doing what I'm doing for money. And so that's the thing that will separate the people who are really serious and called to from the people who are just about superficial things and they're just doing it for money. Like, you'll always be able to recognize in the sound and the conviction of that person when they're playing from a deeper place. You know that, oh man, it's beyond superficial. It's not just about the material stuff. It's not just about the money. It's just not about the women. They're playing because they got a call. And so I always thought and accepted that. Um, I didn't know, nobody knows how the industry is going to change and how the technology changes around what we do, and even, the whole psychology behind, how most people are going to be uh, programmed or wired to like much more simpler music, the younger generations especially, and they're not going to be as open and able to really appreciate and respect music that makes them think. Because I think the way things are put together, they don't want people to think because they want to give you what to think. If we're educating and giving them music that's going to engage the brain, then you can't control people like that. So, anyway, I went off on a tangent. My wife just pulled up, so I got to shut it down, but I just decided to get on here and share practice and give y'all some good nuggets. So, was that helpful? Was that helpful? Let me know if that was helpful. I'll see if I can catch some of the comments. I see we got some people on. And make sure you subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe. What's going on, Cosmo Jack? Yep, muscle memory. That's probably a while back. What up, my man Ivan? Yay. Yes, I am doing well. What's going on? Troy, what up, what up? That's right, Jesus is King. That's what's up. I get excited, man. I get excited about all this. Um, I'm late. I'm late to some of these messages, so. All right, y'all. I'm going to get on up out of here. I just wanted to take some time to come on here and share a little bit. My mouthpiece is Ultim. I'm sorry I missed it, Ivan. I'm just working on lick. He says, I guess you're working on minor 2/5s. Okay, good. That was one of my students. What about the lower register? Let's go play them down an octave. I missed it. I missed it, Justin. No excess, no excuses. Let's talk. And well, don't make me get. All right, y'all. Okay, appreciate y'all for watching, and thank y'all for listening. Appreciate you all. Thank you for supporting the channel. And I'm gonna try to be more consistent, come back on here and get to practicing. I just had a moment, nobody was here, so I was like, man, let me practice. I got to play tomorrow anyway for a concert, so I was like, let me go ahead and get in shape for it. Okay, y'all, much love to you. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.